guys, Nick here, and welcome back to another Flash episode review. It's nice to finally be back after that really long spring break. But now the show is back, and this was an episode that, you know what, like, I didn't really have any high hopes for, because like generally these kinds of episodes that come like when they come back from a break typically aren't like all that great. You know, when we had like that mid-season premiere, we didn't exactly have like the whole I don't know, it wasn't the best episode, and this is another one of those episodes where it was decent, not great. Obviously the team finally finding out that Jay was Zoom, or honestly, I think I'm pretty sure the producers established that Hunter Zolomon is Zoom, so I mean, he's actually infected with Velocity 9, so we'll see how that plays out for the rest of the season. But in this episode as a whole, I'm probably going to cut this review pretty short, because it's pretty cut and dry episode, not a whole lot to it. We got to see a little more back and forth between Iris and her new boss, and then the whole date thing. I really don't care for that, because I'd rather have Iris be with Barry. And they didn't even talk about that in the episode when Iris and Barry were talking, like they're almost happy about the idea, like, oh, like in the future we're getting married. Oh, on this earth we're married, and it's like. And like, it seems like they kind of finally come to terms with their future, and like the destiny is saying, "Hey, like get married, like get together." But then like her boss, like he's like, "Oh, that was a date." And then he got a little butthurt. It's like, dude, like she's being nice to you, and she took you out to coffee when you've been a dick, and just because she didn't want it to be a date, you got all offended. Like that's okay, whatever. I don't even like that sexist bullshit. But besides that, and just another really terrible villain of the week, and this villain is just like. Obviously, they want to get us used to the idea of the Velocity 9 and how it affects people and all that stuff, and the whole lightning turning blue thing by the end of the episode when Trajectory like fades away. I understand that aspect of it, but the character was just like so cut and dry. Like you knew exactly who it was. Like as soon, I mean, like once they showed the scientist chick who ends up being Trajectory, you knew exactly where that was going. So I just really didn't care for that part of the episode. And of course, Barry trying to get faster and all that stuff. But I feel like these are all like things that we've seen before in this show. Like Barry trying to get faster, stop the other basically Reverse Flash. We did that last season. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this episode again is really cut and dry. There's not a whole lot to it. I mean, we got to see like them in a more like hang loose kind of environment, a more comfortable environment for them when they're out clubbing after everything that's been going on. And seeing the relationship of just Jesse and Wells and how they're torn apart because of the actions that Wells has taken in Jesse's name, pretty much now that Jesse's gone, and she has a Velocity 9 technically in her system. So does this mean we'll finally get to see Jesse become Jesse Quick? I mean, who knows? But honestly, this episode wasn't terrible. It was just really decent. I can't really find anything that really stuck out to me about it. I mean, there's some cool stuff with like Cisco like coming up with like the bad speedster, the bad Flash, or whatever. He's like, oh, like what's wrong with me? Like that was kind of funny. And I feel like Cisco in this episode, I liked him more than the other characters, because I feel like of course, because Cisco always has the best lines. Because I feel like everyone in this episode, like Caitlin, I feel like she was really naive in the way that she allowed this scientist that she barely knew to have at least some of the ingredients to this formula for a very dangerous drug, which she ends up using and manipulating and ultimately kills her. And it's like, you would think that Caitlin would be, I don't know, like not, I don't know. I just feel like that was really naive of Caitlin, because I feel like Caitlin this season has really made bad decisions. And that's not like the Danielle Perrymaker or the actress' fault. It's just like, the writers just hadn't really done anything with Caitlin this season, like at all. At least I don't know, like I liked her. I feel like I liked her a lot more last season. I mean, obviously the Killer Frost stuff on the season was cool, but that's not Caitlin. That's Killer Frost, and obviously this Caitlin isn't going to become Killer Frost. So, I guess we'll see how that goes. But honestly, this episode, it was again good, not great. So I think with that being said, yeah, like I said, I was going to cut it short. So with that being said, that's going to be it for me. So if you guys like what you see here, go ahead and hit subscribe below. I do review all these superhero shows every week. I review Supergirl on Mondays, Flash on Tuesdays. Speaking of Supergirl and Flash, there's the Supergirl and Flash crossover next Monday, which I'm really excited for. And I have some big news for you guys. If you guys are subscribed to my channel or familiar with my videos, tonight, Tuesday night, I saw an advanced screening of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. I just recorded a non-spoiler review of the movie, giving my thoughts. I liked it a lot. But yeah, that's on my channel and a bunch of other stuff on my channel as well. So if you guys want to check that out. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for me. So until next time, guys, have a good one.